honey-do list. We recently got my wife a 2004 Chevy Trailblazer to replace her 2003 Yukon XL that she had. We got it the same color. It's like the mini-me version. It's an LT model. It's loaded. It's got everything, but it didn't have satellite radio. And because I'm such a fabulous husband that I've spoiled my wife with satellite radio, she's been bitching up a storm. She's only got like a 5-minute drive to work every morning, and she's got 5 minutes of commercials every morning going to work. So she's been nagging me to put satellite radio in her Trailblazer back there. So I've been, you get all those promo things. Those of you who have Sirius XM or whatever they call it now, XM radio, Sirius, whatever it is, you get those promotional emails over and over and over again offering you a free vehicle kit for radios that don't have XM, because of course this vehicle, not compatible. Anyway, I'm waiting and waiting, and you don't get the email. So finally I get the email for a free, or $9.99 for the add-on radio that adds on to your radio so you can get the XM. And I called them up, and it's $9.99, but they want like $15 to ship it to me. So I said, well, I don't want to pay $15 shipping. I can't do that. I said, well, then get me on the phone with somebody who can do it. And we argue, and the guy barely speaks English. He speaks English, but he's got like such a thick accent of some other country. Listen, don't call me a racist. I want to be able to talk to somebody on the phone and I can understand them. Anyway, he sends me to somebody else, and then I argue with somebody else, and they want to charge me an activation fee and this fee and that fee. And I go, listen, you want me to be a customer and pay you every month for a service? I'm not paying fees. I'm not paying shipping for the radio. Long story short, $8 and change. I had to pay the shipping for the radio. They gave me the radio free, and they waived the activation fee. Well, they're supposed to waive the activation fee because we haven't activated it yet. So they sent the radio to my house for $8 and change. I didn't pay for the radio. I only paid for the shipping because of some wacky, the way their system works. And I got a Sirius XM Onyx EZ radio supposed to be with a vehicle kit. I haven't even opened the box yet. So we'll see. So this, of course, it's got to be kept tapes on it. And I got my Rural King box cutter here. Good thing. Because they got to have tape all over everything. Just open this freaking thing up. All right. The Onyx EZ radio with vehicle kit. Now, I asked them about the vehicle kit because they had an add-on vehicle kit. And it wires into the antenna, which is supposed to be the static-free way of doing it. All right. Here's the radio. Everything's got to be in its own separate bag and its own separate thing. Nothing's ever easy. All right, so here's the radio. All right, so we got to find a place to mount this in the car. I've had some of these, in the past, over the years. I've had, here's the mount for it. I've had XM radio for quite a long time, and then they combined with Sirius, but I've had it, and I did have a vehicle or two that needed like an add-on kit, an early vehicle. I think minivan was the first one that had an add-on kit. And then I actually put one in the Chevelle, and we used to go on long road trips in the Chevelle. Here's some kind of wire, some screws. All right, here's a mount, looks like some kind of adhesive mount. Here's a vent clip mount, which is I think what we're gonna go with, the vent clip mount. All right, power adapter that plugs into a cigarette lighter, which I really don't want to have to use, but we'll see. And an antenna. So it doesn't come with what she said it came with. Doesn't come with what she said it came with. Doesn't come with the static-free wiring kit that she said it came with. Of course, it never does, because they don't know. They don't know what they sell. They're ignorant. The people that you call up there at SiriusXM are just ignorant people. Everybody you get on the phone, they're ignorant. They don't know what they're talking about. They sell a kit. It's $15.99. It wires into your antenna so that you don't have to use the built-in FM modulator so that you tune it to a station that doesn't come in good around you, or like an empty station, and it plays through that station. So it usually works, but sometimes you get some static interference. So they have one that it's the same principle, but the connection is in line with the antenna. So you unplug the antenna, you plug this in, you plug that in, and it goes up to the radio. And now it's a better connection to the radio, and you don't get as much static interference, especially being in a suburb in New York City. We do get some static interference like that. And I asked her about that specific. Oh, no, that comes with it. I said, you sure it comes with it? It seems like an add-on kit. She goes, no, if you get it with the vehicle kit, it comes with it. It doesn't. They don't know. They stink. They stink. It's the only game in town, so what do you have? You got to go with them if you want satellite radio. But they stink. They stink on the phone. They stink in person. They just stink. All right, so the first spot here is going to be to get it power. And there's 2 power outlets right here. But the plug is huge. So this is a DC 9 to 16 volt. 9 to 16. So I wonder if I could tap power inside here, or for one of those power outlets, and put a thing in there so I could bury that whole thing inside. That's what I'm going to try to do. Let me take the panel apart and see what's behind there. There's 1 screw holding it in. All right, so with 1 screw, pop the bottom of the panel out. There's your wires. Got a black and an orange. And really, if I just cut this and splice it, I think, right? Because this is 9 output DC. Oh, in is 9 to 16. Out is 5 volt. Oh, so it's only putting 5 volt to the freaking thing. So I can't even wire it direct to 12 volt because it wants 5 volts. So I got to put a thing. Got to put a thing. All right, so I definitely need to put a gazinta for this. And there's not enough room to bury this in there. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shove all this back in. And put this back. All right. I'm going to put this back together. Let me see. All right, so that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to put a thing. So I'm not going to put it back there. So I'm going to put that screw back in, and we're going to put it in first, just plugged into the power outlet, because I got to go get a receptacle. I should have one somewhere in my pile of parts. All right, so with that panel back in, I'll take this and I will plug it right in here, which I know is going to annoy her. But for now, she's going to deal with it. And then we're going to take this wire and we're going to poke it in somewhere so that she doesn't have to do. Oh, okay. So let me loosen that panel back up again, because I like to do everything twice. And the big dummy's texting me from Virginia. He's texting me like crazy today because he is looking to get into 3-gun and so now he's browsing different guns and he is looking for a shotgun. So any recommendations for shotguns, entry-level 3-gun competition, let me know, because the big dummy wants to do some 3-gun. Okay, so here's our power cord. The radio itself comes with this bracket that I screwed on the back of the mounting bracket. So you got the radio here, you got the back plate, which is the mount where it plugs into, And then you got this bracket which goes into the vent clips, and you got this little doohickey which is like a rest, so it doesn't always come down. So I flipped the doohickey over because you could put it in either way, and you could put it in this bottom position or the top position. And then you got these brackets that adjust in and out, and they also have long ones if you need longer ones. But they grab the thing. So what I'm thinking is we're going to put this in right there, and that grabs it nice. So then this guy has got to go on the back of this bracket. So I should have, before I plop that in, okay, power. So power goes there, and the only other wire we're going to hook up is antenna, which is going to go there, so I can know where antenna goes. So if this is going to go sort of like that, it means I'm going to want this to tuck right into here. So let me put this in. Okay, that's in all the way. So I'm going to want this wire to tuck in here. So let me just snake it in there. I'm just doing this to get rid of the excess wire, which isn't making everything easy, but if I oh, wait a minute. I could take this wire and bring it right inside. Ooh. Going under and going in the back. All right. Excellent. All right, so I got my power wire snaked up around. Now my antenna wire. If I could get my antenna wire to come out of here, if there's an open spot through here, why would it be easy? Let's see if I can get this glove compartment. There's the glove compartment down. You know, it was only a couple of videos ago that I emptied out the glove compartment, and it's filled with shit again. Mayonnaise and rubber bands for braces. How does this? It's always rubber bands for braces and mayonnaise. Mayonnaise packets. You would think we eat mayo all the time. All right, reaching up through the glove compartment, I was able to snake my antenna wire. Now let me connect it. Come on, get in there, baby. Wow, look at that. All right. And that mount actually seems moderately stable. Oh, wow. That actually seems pretty stable. All right. I think she might be able to deal with that. All right. All right, so now we got our antenna wire going up through the glove compartment. The problem now is, shit. Problem now is I got this fat freaking antenna that I got to try to snake through everything instead of snaking the whole. I should have done it the other way. Let's see how bad it's going to be. Oh, wait, I got a panel here. Hang on. Oh, look at that. Can you see that? Hang on. All right, so I got an access panel right here that I could snake the wire out of. Let's see, we want to get this wire up here. It should be magnetic, it is. All right, and we want to go up there somewhere. So let's see how we're going to do this. All right, move the camera time. All right, so we want to take this antenna and we want to get it right here so we can bury the wire in this weather stripping. If the bottom of it comes out. All right, now we got to get it across here. This is where the stripping stay in. Oh, look at that. Comes off just a little. Oh, that's nasty. It's nasty in there. All right, so you can take this guy, slide him right up through there. Okay. Now we can put him right there. Now we can tuck this wire in here like this. Just like that. And now I gotta get this back on. How was it in there? Okay. That weather stripping's back in there. That's how that was. Oh wow, that worked out good. All right, that weather stripping's in there. Wow, there's a lot of scourge in there. Okay. All right, so I got it tucked down in the weather stripping. All right, and then we got it underneath the weather stripping right here where there's an opening. That's really nasty in there. All right, then right here on the inside, we brought it underneath, and then I kind of folded it like this. See right here, I folded it over this pinch weld seam, and then put the weather stripping back in. The weather stripping goes over that pinch weld, and that's going to hold it in place. Just make sure you get the weather stripping up and in there how it was. All right, and then I got it back in here where this access panel is. All right, good. All right, so now the access panel can go back on. Is that the way it goes? So it goes like that. Boom. And now I just have all this antenna wire behind the glove compartment. So all I got to do is coil this up. Oh, somebody's calling. Oh, somebody's calling about 3-gun stuff. All right, so back on this. Yeah, that was a phone call about more 3-gun stuff. 3-gun. I watch a lot of 3-gun videos on the Google Tube, and I really enjoy them. It looks like a lot of fun. I've never shot 3-gun, but the big dummy is going to shoot 3-gun. So, looking at shotguns right now. He's looking for an entry-level 3-gun shotgun. I'd really rather him get something used. You know, just because he's starting out, get his feet wet with something used. And then if he's really enjoying it and really putting the time into it and wants to start getting something a little better, that would make sense. So, there's got to be like 700 feet of antenna wire here in this kit. So I am going to coil this up, and I'll put a zip tie on it. And tie it up behind the glove compartment. And then I could put all of baby mama's stuff back in the glove compartment. Her mayonnaise and the twins braces stuff back in the glove compartment. All right, so now this is pretty damn neat right here. Yeah. So over here I got it plugged in, and I got it back behind the bezel, which doesn't seem to push the bezel out, you know, any farther than the thickness of the wire. So both of the antenna wire and the power wire come right out in this gap right here. All right, so after everything is buttoned up over there, I put 2 little zip ties on this just to hold the wire going back behind the bezel. It goes back behind the, I'll trim the ends off, don't worry. Goes back behind the bezel, goes up here and comes into there. So I got the power wire and the antenna wire going right in this seam here. The radio is on. And I could plug back in her phone charger to the other power outlet. Right there. I could put my screw in that holds that bezel on. 9/32, by the way. It's probably like a 7mm, but 9/32 works. All right, so I'll put my little screw that holds the bezel in tight. All right, so that's in. All right, and we're in. All right, so here's what I got for my final install. All right, so the radio mounts here on the vent. I'm not a big fan of the vent mounts, really because it blocks the vent and they're wobbly sometimes. This one is wobbly if you press the radio to one side or the other because the vent moves. But if you're only got it right down in the middle, it's not horrible. Could be a lot worse. It's neat with regard to the wiring, except for I got it coming down right in there, which would normally be temporary, but if we get rid of this car, I don't know if I want to go through the actually wiring it in. Otherwise, everything else came out good. Got the wires tucked behind the glove compartment. The preset programming was pretty easy. I got 10 presets. All right, I got all my tools. I got the radio in, it's powered up. I took a picture of the radio ID, and now I have to call them up and activate the radio, which means I got to speak to more people that barely speak English and that I'm going to argue with because they're going to want me to pay the activation fee, and I ain't paying the activation fee. They can take the radio and they can stick it if they think I'm paying an activation fee. I'll be right back. Let me make this call. So I've been on hold. First I had to play the let's speak to the computer game and say what you want to do and all that shit. And I'm just yelling customer service at some point. So then I finally say, okay, customer service, it all connects, and they put me on hold. And now I'm waiting, and then I call up, and lady gets on the phone, and she says, oh, your radio's already activated. I said, activated? I said, they told me that it was $8 shipping, and I'd have to call to activate it. I said, what plan do I have? You know, I didn't go over any of that stuff. Oh, well, you already have a bundle plan and an activation fee. So now I'm fighting with her over the activation fee, which the lady the first time said I wouldn't have an activation fee. So here we go, Sirius XM, just bullshit over and over and over again. I wanted to get an additional radio linked on the account I already have. Now I have a whole separate account. And a radio that don't work. She goes, oh no, it's already activated. I said, well, that's funny, it's activated, it doesn't work. All right, so I'm going to get a $15 credit. And how do I use the $15 credit? You just, right, well, wouldn't you just, you know, the next time you have to bill me, you just use that $15 credit and not bill me as much? All right, this radio's still not working, by the way. It's been, you know, you said it, you know, up to 5 minutes, and we've been on the phone longer than that. Well, that I understand. It's just that, you know, like I said, we've been on the phone longer than 5 minutes and it hasn't refreshed yet. Oh, okay. All right, great. Thank you. All right. No, I know how to refresh it online. That's not a big deal. I'm not a first-time customer. I've been a customer for probably longer than you've been working there. No, no, I don't want to activate another radio. I'm not looking to spend any more money. And there's no way I could bundle this one on with my other one, because I remember when I had two of them active, I had my primary one. It was like $15 a month, and then the second radio was at a reduced rate. It seems like I'm paying full rate for both radios now. Okay. All right. Now it's been how many minutes since you sent that signal? Because I still don't have nothing. All right. Yeah, I still don't have nothing. All right. Thank you. They are just so unhelpful. And they do it with like a pleasant voice. It's ridiculous. She goes, oh, it takes about a minute to refresh the radio. So then I purposely kept her on the phone, and it doesn't refresh. Oh, well, give it a couple more minutes, and then if it doesn't, you can call us back and go through that whole bullshit again, or go online. And they just read from, they're reading from a flip chart. It's ridiculous. Yeah, now it's activated, and the fucking thing. All right, so after a lot of time on the phone, I spent just as much time on the phone as I did putting the radio in. The radio's in. The only thing that I could really do to make it a little better is maybe just play with those vent mounts a little bit and wire that power in permanently. And to do that, because that plug takes it from 12 volt power and makes it 5 volt power, I can't just cut the wire and hardwire it right in. I need to get a female receptacle, wire that female receptacle in up behind the dash somewhere, and then plug that big, plug in to the female receptacle, tape it up, wire tie it out of the way. This way I'm only giving the radio 5 volts, and then I'm good to go. The thing I didn't like about it is that it plays, like I said, through the antenna. So you got to tune the radio in, you got to find a channel in your area that's got nothing but static, and then tune it in, and then it plays through the antenna like that. And sometimes you get a little static interference. The kit that I wanted, it's $15 if you buy it from Sirius XM. It wires in line with your antenna, and you get a much cleaner signal. If you're going to keep it in the vehicle for a long time and you don't have any other way to attach it, you don't have a direct input on the back of your radio or the front of your radio, then you need to do that. And I don't have it on this old radio, but we're thinking about selling this car, so I don't know if I'm going to go to that extent just yet. I'm just doing this to keep the wife happy in the meantime. I think we're going to sell this one, even though we've only had it a few months. I think we're going to sell it and get something else. It's not a bad car. It would be a great first car for somebody. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like anything about it. We bought it because it was a smaller version of what we had, and that's what we were looking for. But there's nothing about it I like. My wife likes it. I don't like it. So I think we're gonna dump this one. So I don't want to go crazy and wire everything together. It's just frustrating. Sirius XM is just a frustrating company to deal with. I like the end result of the product that you get. I like the satellite radio. I don't like the company, because they're just frustrating to deal with. The people on the phone, it feels like you never have a good connection with them on the phone. Just frustrating people to deal with. But that's it. She's got satellite radio, so she should be off my back with regards to that one specific topic. She'll be on my back with a lot of other stuff, I'm sure. Can you tell it's like a frustrating day today here at Axles? Anyway, that's it for the video. That was the Onyx vehicle, portable radio vehicle kit from Sirius XM. It seems like a really nice little unit there. It's just, I'd rather the radio have XM in it, but if it doesn't, it's a good alternative. You just got to figure out a good mounting spot. The radio, it's got presets. It's a radio, it works. That's it today from Axles. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up, and as always, thanks for watching.